Who else really trying to fuck with Hollywood Code? I'm with Marla G, bro, flying Hollywood chicks to my Hollywood shows. And I wanna tell you something that you probably should know. It's that Slumdog Millionaire Bollywood flow. And my real friends never hear it from me. Fake friends write the wrong answers on the mirror for me. That's why I pick and choose. I don't get shit confused. I got a small circle. I'm not with different crews. We walk the same path, but got on different shoes. Live in the same building, but we got different views. I got a couple cars I never get to use. Don't like my women single. I like my chicks in twos. And these days, all the girls is down the road. I hit the strip club and all them bitches find the pole. Plus, I've been sipping, so the shit is moving kind of slow. Just tell my girl to tell a friend that it's time to go. Let's tell me how you love it. You know you at the top and only heaven's right above it. We know it's your money, motherfucker. If you ain't running with it, run from it, motherfucker. Alright, now somebody show some money in this bitch. If the memories, if you like some money in this bitch, you did. Got my gun in my boot purse and I don't bust down because I shoot first. Meet me on the fresh train. Yes, I'm in the building. You just on the list of guest names. And all of my riders do not give a fuck. X Games. Guns turn you boys into pussies. Sex change. And I smoke till I got chest pains. And you niggas know I rep my game like chest pains.
What's up?
Women are possessive. And they wanna possess my
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the if you guys can go to the YouTube video, my YouTube page. See if my face is there, because it doesn't. It's supposed to put my face on the corner of the screen and the chart in the main screen. You guys know my YouTube videos. So seriously, did you guys survive these last 2 days? It's been pretty awesome, right? I mean, maybe you've never seen a market that goes down like that before. No bid. That was exciting, right? When we broke 251.50, went right to 250, 248.50. That was insane. And we bounced 400 points off that bounce. I mean, that's how quick you had to change. And Mark got caught. I'm screaming short, short, short. Next thing you know, it's a great long. What's up, by the way, Jackie? How you been doing? You in and out?
I did it for you, man. Yep. One of them, I opened a little late, but it was like right there. Then one of them I opened really late. But the first one, I didn't get on video of it. You didn't want text? Yeah. So I did it. I was just doing them, and I just, my shoulders were just open. 12 hours. 9.
Yeah, J-Nug woke up, right? I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but yeah, some of those mining stocks finally took off. All right, so just trying to figure out, and I'm not going to be able to figure it out tonight. Maybe you guys, you probably don't have any expertise in this world either, but for some reason, the video goes out. I think it's being broadcast. My chart's being broadcast. And a little window that's supposed to have my face. So I'm not going to figure that out tonight. So what up, Kime? How you been doing, by the way? I know you're working and trying to trade at the same time. Chet, what's going on with you? Hope everybody heeded my advice and got to cash over the last couple of weeks, right? And that's for you, Trader Jeff. You know how easy it is? Like, I know you got stuck in positions in the past and you don't really want to take, you know what you do? You just keep hitting the button. You just click on the position and then you hit the button. And you don't care what price you sell it at because you just want out. It's fun. It's fun. At the end of the day, you see no positions in your account. And then you don't even remember which one was a loss and which one was a gain. Doesn't matter because you're moving on. It's the hardest thing to do in this business. But yeah, all those gold, the gold ETFs are, I guess, equally. Are you talking about the ETFs, the JNugs and the Nuggets? You know those are worthless, right? Those are not meant to be carried for more than 3 days either, like UVXY and SVXY. They're constant shorts. Oh yeah, you escaped the hurricanes? Cool. Well, I'll tell you, there was a couple of really great ideas today. I want to just show you some of that stuff. And, again, usually we're looking at options on Thursday and Friday. So today was an extraordinary day, obviously, because we had a capitulation at the end of the day that it happened so fast that a lot of people didn't even catch it. But it really was, I was watching Alibaba and I was watching the diamonds, and, again, all the stocks that I'm normally watching. And, obviously SQ has been very intriguing. Once it had its bounce off this is the only time we traded it long was right here. So, again, really, most of you guys in here, I don't know if most of you guys are even live or not, but the guys that are alive and listening in, about the chains and, how to place your orders. We don't have to go over that stuff, right? You know what I'm talking about when I'm mentioning these things. How if you're day trading options, basically you want to go to the closest to the money with the closest to expiration. Because if you're getting into it as just a day trade, why would you want to pay anything extra? You just want to make the money in the moment. So, for instance, there was really not much to do with Square options because look how the chain dropped. I don't know if this is, I think this is because there wasn't any 65. There weren't any options this cheap because the stock was $100 6 days ago. So they had to create a new option chain, but they left out the 66s through the 60 through 69. So there really wasn't much to do here. But now tomorrow, you're going to be able to trade the 74s, and they might create contracts. I doubt they're going to do it overnight, but these are the ones that expire tomorrow. Normally you'd go to those, but there was nothing to do here except for the put side. But now we're thinking that this thing's going to bounce. So let me see what. Yeah, next week you got full. The difference between a weekly options expiration and just a weekly, right? No, yeah. I just wait for people to answer. I don't want to talk to myself. I've heard all this stuff already. So yeah, the next week is full-blown options expiration, which I think is going to add to the volatility of what we've just turned into. But for day trades, normally you're sticking with 1 day or as much, maybe a week later. With this one, maybe we look at the weekly, the next week's options. Because again, good thing about options on Friday is that you're trading with no premium. Y'all understand what that means too, right? All right, cool. So yeah, I don't know if this changed. If anybody wants to check, wish you could full screen and also use your chat at the same time. You could get bigger here. I don't know. You could go. Well, in theory, you could launch 2 windows. So if you want to get crazy, you go full screen and then open up another chat room window and don't go full screen on that one. Well, lately I've had call spreads and I'm all over the place. May through August, I was using a lot of options just to be fully invested because I didn't have the money. I can't afford to own 1,000 shares of Alibaba. So I'm buying, I was out there buying, well, the Alibaba trade went horribly wrong, but, when this thing broke 200, I was out there buying October 220s for like $5, $6, thinking this was a no-brainer to get to 250 within, possibly after their report. So it depends on the situation, but most of the time, Fridays are going to be for options because instead of trading the stock, again, let's look at Square for an instance, right? Let's just assume it's not going to gap up, but it is. They were on CNBC at the end of the day, and it was sitting around, and it exploded into the end of the day. They had some positive comments on CNBC. I don't know. They made light of the fact that the CEO is leaving. I think it was a she. I don't even know. She was just moving on to a different position in a different company. It wasn't that there was some sort of scandal. So that eased a little bit of the tension. I think the stock was about to sell off 20 points anyway. That's why we were talking about shorting it for the last couple of weeks. But here we are now. What are we going to do about it? So generally, I like for stocks that are gapping down. I like when weak stocks continue to gap down because it gives you a running start. So here, take a look at this trade right here. So imagine, if you will, today is tomorrow. You got this huge top over there where, again, we were long Square this morning when it broke this range, which is crazy. Now, we sold into this move, and that was the last time we were long. We almost got long here, but then it double topped and rolled over. It got crushed. So then it capitulated down to 65. No coincidence at all that it held a half number or a whole number, because that's how the algorithms work, and they control the entire market. So once it held 65, we're not buying it here at 65. No way. Again, all these ranges that we set up are for them to be broken. So once 65 held, next thing you know, it's bouncing, and we felt like we missed it, but then look what happened. It came back, and it formed a range. So here was the top of the range. So as soon as it forms the top of the range, well, how do you know it's the top of the range? Because look, it did it for you. 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles, 4 candles can't break it. Obviously, there's your top. Kind of broke down from that same level also, right? So now it rolled over, but it never made it all the way back to the bottom of the day. So now you're thinking, that could be the bottom. Maybe this is the midway point. Give me a reason to buy it. Where was our reason to buy it? When it broke that range. So I finally bought this stock, and I haven't traded this on the long side probably in months. There it was. Look at the big candle, too. The bigger the candle, that's obviously a little bit more volume, right? A lot more volume there. All these candles were low volume. Then you got a little bit of a volume spike. And as it's going up, obviously we're increasing the volume, which was a great trade. Now, this is the trade where I'm talking about that we don't really do too much of. Usually we're VWAP, break, range break, go, or roll over through the VWAP, range break, down. This is what we call the reversion trade. This is how VWAP was originally introduced to me back 15, 20 years ago as a reversionary tool, something that the stock likes to gravitate back to, because basically the VWAP is where the money's gone, and generally the stock will make a home at that level. That's where it wants to be. That's the real average. As far as I'm concerned, it's the only average that counts now. So when I got into this stock at 67.31, you know, again, let's assume I bought 1,000 shares, even though I didn't. You know, I bought 400, whatever. But let's say you want to buy 1,000 shares of the stock. You have to have an account with at least $67,300 in buying power, right? Not everybody does. And that's where options come into play. So there's my intro about wonderful world of options. So what would you be doing here? Assuming this was a 60, this is a question, I need answers. So if this is Friday, check it out. You're already at 11:40 in the afternoon. So the premium is going to start coming off already. The best part about using these Friday options is that there's no premium. So you're trading a $67,000 trade with minimum amounts of money. So now that you don't have to lay out that much money, you're also mentally, whether or not you realize it or not, you're mentally less afraid because you know what you've put up. You follow? That's just my opinion. And again, this game is more psychological. Finding ideas is easy. It's about when you're in the idea, not panicking, not, you know, freaking out when the stock pulls back a little bit or spikes up, and when to take your profit. It's really what it comes down to. It's really just a psychological battle. So right here, anyway, you got this move. Beautiful, right? 67.31. Instead of laying out $67,000 for the trade, what are you going to be doing? That's your question. What are you going to be doing? And what do you think you'd be doing? What would you be doing? Let's see, where are my options? I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the other chain. So I'm not even going to bother looking at these. Here, we'll look at these. Stock just broke 67.50. It's options expiration. What are you going to do? By the way, if you want to go larger screen here, watch this. I don't know if that helped you, but you got to scroll down a little bit. Hang on, I'll get your questions in a second. Just trying to test out the Google Hangout. Google Hangout people, can you hear me? You see my charts right here? You see the square trade? All right, let me see if I can launch the Google room. All right, come on, only one guy's answering questions? I'll turn the car around. Yeah, so, okay, I see the streaming. I see you guys in there. Where is my stupid face? You guys hear me, right? My face is supposed to be on the screen. That's what I don't get. Man, that is like how long of a delay? Hey, what's up, man? What's up, Liverpool? This thing's on like a 15-second delay. It's crazy. My God. All right, I'll just keep talking. But, you know, basically, really, it's just a couple of clicks of a button to join us live in my private website. Just send me an email and I'll send you a link. Because again, I don't want to, you know, I just wanted to test this YouTube thing out. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing this, but I like these night sessions to prepare for the next day. All right, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, what a delay. It's like a 10-second delay. Oh my God. How do you deal with that? That's insane. Oh, wait, I'll be right back.
How long was the meeting?
That's it. Coming up at 9:30. My time is up. I'm off the clock. Just want to test how long it takes again. Wait, let me see. Right. Hey, what's up, Chris? So yeah, guys. I mean, I appreciate you guys showing up on StockTwits. I mean, YouTube. But you know, best way to do this, if you can find 3 hours a day, we are going strong basically from 9 to 12 every day. Yeah, do you know how to do that? It's supposed to be in the bottom corner. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about it later, but yeah, I'll show you let me see if this thing works now. But if you guys want to come into the room, I'll give you the link here. Let me see. See, it's weird because this thing's split up into 2 different areas. So I've got the regular room, and then I've got the Google Hangout room. So it's very strange. I don't know why it's broken up into 2 different things here. What are you going to do? I ain't going to figure that out. It's like a 10-second delay. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But all right, so go back to that original question, right? What are you going to do? Instead of laying out $67,000 to play this bounce, well, in this instance, there's no 6750s. The stock basically was not this low, so they didn't really create any weeklies that cheap because they didn't think they would be there. But for next week, you got 67, 68s. And the greatest thing about these options now, you know, if you haven't been trading as long as I have, back in the day, you had only maybe 2.5 point increments, 5-point increments. So you either were buying a 65 or 67.50 or possibly 70. Now you've got this luxury of buying in dollar increments. I mean, weekly expirations, dollar increments, half-point increments. It's hard not to want to trade the options because you're getting this great leverage, and with the weekly options, you're not paying too much premium. The only thing about it is if you're wrong, it's generally going to be a full 100% loss. Remember, trading options is not investing. You are trading. You're not looking to hold on to any of this stuff. So if it goes wrong, usually it's going to be a full loss. You know, especially if you're buying a 20-cent option, looking for a move at the end of the day, and it doesn't happen, generally you lose all 20 cents. So you don't want to go crazy. So let's stick with this position right here. So the 68s, obviously they're not going to be 390 by, no, well, let's see, what were we talking about? Right here, the hang on, let me fix this for you. Drawing tools, price level, trend line, price level, wham. So right here at 67.37, you'll be buying the 67.50s for the end of the week. Because, you know, let's call it 11:45. At 11:45, the stock's at 67.31. The 67.50s probably 35 cents at that point. And if you're not willing to pay 35 cents, again, you're paying, let's go back to the Series 7 question. And I know this isn't exactly accurate because it's not when I talk about risk reward and break-even prices. If you're buying an option for 35 cents and the strike price is 67.50, by definition, your break-even price is 67.35. Sorry, 67.85, 67.50, plus the 35 cents you paid for the option. So now this stock not only does it have to go to 67.50 in theory, but you got to get to 67.85 to break even. The reason I say in theory is because it doesn't have to really go to 67.85 to break even. Because even if it goes to 67.50, right, those 35-cent options will immediately be worth 45 cents. So you're going to be up a dime anyway. But in this case, look at this move. When you got the reversion to the VWAP, you got a $67.30 stock ripped 69.50. Doesn't look like a lot. This is a massive move. So if you were looking at these options on a Friday, which is what we're going to be doing tomorrow, you're talking about a 35-cent option, probably right here. Let's just, for ease of math, let's call it 50 cents. At 69.50, how much are your 67.50s worth? You don't have to do the math. They're worth $2, minimum $2. Because remember, you just had this massive move, and look what time it is. It's still only 11:50. So you had this massive move. Your 35 or let's say 50-cent option is worth $2 now. So what are you doing there? You're obviously selling 80% of your position. Take your profit. Now you play with house money. And you're sitting there with some 67.50s at 35 cents. Why not let it ride to the end of the day? See what happens. In this case, it really went sideways, so you didn't really make too much money. You know, and that end of the day move happened after the market. But in this case, let's assume we were buying these options today at 35 cents. Maybe you would have held 2 or 3 contracts if you bought 10 or 20 and you held it overnight. Now we're talking. Now you got a 67.50 call for 35 cents. It's opening at $5 tomorrow. That's how you get rich off 5-point moves. That's how you trade options. So tomorrow, what are we going to be doing? The stock's obviously going to gap up, right? It's going to take a little bit of the, it's going to take a little bit away from the money we were going to make on this trade, because I thought we got the capitulation today, we got the rally, and you got the VWAP. The stock basically stayed at VWAP. So I was hoping that tomorrow we'd gap down to one of these lower levels and then get a running start, maybe get a VWAP break into a reversal, and we'd be buying the 67.50s. Only thing is that whole scenario can't happen unless they create these tomorrow, because like I said, they only have 70s, and then they jump to 74. But here's the thing. This stock's going to $75 tomorrow. No, it's not guaranteed, but come on. Stock just hit 65, spent all day at 69.50, and you had a beautiful move at the end of the day, 71, 72. This thing's probably going to open up around 71.50 tomorrow. Maybe chops around, but you've got your levels now. If this thing breaks this level from the aftermarket, which is 72.40, your multi-day VWAP's going to come into play tomorrow. So we'll start looking at a 2-day multi-day VWAP. Look where it is, 74.65. You're probably going to get there. This double top from this morning is basically 74, what is that, 74.40. So this is a massive area. I would not be shocked, nor should anybody else, to see this stock possibly even open up here. That would suck because then the trade's over. We're not even going to be doing it. But if it opens up somewhere in this range, you have a target now. And if it breaks this multi-day VWAP, then we start scrolling to see where it could go. Now you're talking. Now you got a new target, 77.22. So if you're buying the 75s for 40 cents and you're thinking, holy shit, this stock's $73, why am I buying the 75s for 20 cents? Because this stock, chances are, you're going to get a 4 or 5 point move out of this thing if it's a real move tomorrow. It's not going to go up 50 cents. This thing's been in a 15 point range for 3 days now. It's not just going to go up $2 tomorrow. If it's going to go up, it's going up 5 or 6. So you have to think this thing's going to at least 75 and possibly 77.20, maybe even higher. So tomorrow, you obviously got to be watching Square. You're hoping that it gaps down, get a running start. I think, again, here's the problem with what's happening at the moment. Futures are gapping up. You never want to gap up during a bear moment. And that's what we're in right now. We are in a bear moment. We're not in a bear market. We're in a pseudo correction, but the pseudo correction has been going on for 3 weeks. This is a bear moment. It's a moment. Whether this moment lasts and becomes something else, who the hell knows? We'll know more tomorrow, Monday. But we have earnings season now, so it's going to be very stock specific based on earnings reports. But tomorrow you got the Dow futures gapping up 175 right now. Your NQ futures are not actually that gapped up so much, only 50-something points. But you could assume this Square is going to gap up. So you're going to have to wait for a pullback. And you wait for those levels. I think we're going to get a gap up. And then the people that bought it here, remember, why do fades happen at the open? Because our boy Royal Mac over here bought 25,000 shares at $69.50. So when he walks in tomorrow morning and sees the stock at $72.50, he's going to sell half his position right at the open. And that's why you get those fades. He doesn't sell the whole thing because he's waiting to see if it pans out. So then if it pulls back, holds the VWAP, and starts to accelerate and then breaks that opening range, that's when you want to buy those $75 calls or whatever they are. Maybe the 76s or 77s. If none of that happens and this thing gaps up to 77, we won't even be talking about this. We'll just be like, all right, missed opportunity. But because it's going to gap up, there'll probably, hopefully, be some profit taking at the beginning of the day. And right at the open, you get that pullback, and then you get, it's called the dip and rip. You get a dip and then a rip. And it just looks like a big check mark like that. So if we get one of those, you got to be looking at Square. So let's go on, right? What else found the bottom today? My favorite bottom of the day. Alibaba. This was the bottom of the day. Other than the diamonds, this was the bottom of the day. Check it out. Obviously, we've been hating on this thing for quite a while. 35 cents on 10 contracts, you're out $350. You want to buy one contract, it's $35. One contract gets you 100 shares, 10 contract gets you 1,000. All right, so this Alibaba, right? Kenny Glick got annihilated on this stock. I mean, when it broke 206, I'm thinking 250 easy. You know the story. I've told it a million times. I got lit the fuck up. Because I went out there, again, this is what? In June, I'm thinking use options for earnings, VWAP, reversals, adjust the stock. It depends on the day. It depends on the volatility of the stock and depends on the price of the options. Some options are just so illiquid and nobody trades them that it's pointless to trade them, like Yext and Sale and I. And they're just, I'll just show you. Everything's very specific to this, to what is provided. Well, you're not really seeing too much volume here. I think they must have zeroed out the volume at this point, but let me just show you illiquid contracts here. I is a stock I still got. Let's see if they still have volume. They might have zeroed out the volumes. I can't imagine there being no volume on any of these contracts today. All right, suffice it to say, you want to trade options that have liquidity and not so big of a spread. Look at the massive spread of these things. They're huge. You're not going to find anything without at least 25, 35, 40 cents spreads, opposed to the QQQ, where, well, you're not getting accurate prices because the market's closed, but you're not going to see, you'll see tighter spreads. Make your camera screen pop up, move it up so that it's the first thing you want on the screen. I'm not using OBS. I'm using just the software that comes with the Google Hangout. I just launched Google Hangout. Yeah, Liverpool, man. If you want, we could talk about this because, yeah, I'm curious. This is only the third time I've ever tried this. And there's two ways to launch the room. I'll get to that question in a second, Pat. There's two ways to launch the room. You could go live right through YouTube, which has no option for screen sharing. And then you could go to the old school way of doing it, which is Google Hangouts through YouTube, which gives you the option to screen share. So for now, I see the box on the bottom. It's supposed to be my stupid face in that box, but it's not. So I got to figure that out. All right. So anyway, going back to Pat's question, he wants to know, how do I know if an option is liquid or not? It's the daily volume. And basically just looking at it. If you got an option that's trading, hey, I'll show you some ones that I try to trade and that don't really have a. And the only thing is, in the night session, they close out you're not going to see. Joey, yeah, I got to do a dip hard video soon. I didn't know whether to wear the insanity hat or the Jets with the glasses. I was in between whether or not I want to do market crashing video, lose your mind, or Joey dip hard, time to buy stocks. I was caught. Plus, I couldn't find my hat for a while. But go back. Yeah, wait. Let me talk to Pat's question. Really, just comes down to volume. The more active the contract is, there's going to be some more supply and more demand. So then you're going to have an active contract and you're going to have a tighter spread because there's more players involved. You'll have more people looking to bid the option. So if you got an option that nobody cares about, like Yext, and this is another stock that I took a freaking beat down on. I mean, they're not $1.10 by $3.10 generally, but they have some absurd spreads in there because nobody trades them. And then you go to, the most active contract, obviously, the most active contract there is the SPYs. Pretty much no spread, liquid as anything, and you never have a problem getting in or out. Maybe plus or minus a nickel at most. Hang on, I gotta get a drink more. Frog? Fucking frog on the wall.
This never happened.
What is that?
A frog.
I got loyalty.
Focus.
Focus!
Nickelodeon. Dad, where's the printer plug? Here it is. Dad, is your thing broadcasting?
No, hey, I'm in the middle of something.
There's no printer. That would help if it's on. Hey guys.
Oh yeah, by the way, my daughter's gonna be making all the YouTube videos from now on.
No, not from now. Only till December.
Oh, only till December.
23rd.
So why trade any other option when you could trade SPY 3 times a week with almost zero premium? What if you're not into trading the SPYs? I mean, I get your point, but yeah, well, now you're going into futures, but
Can you cut something for me?
yeah, put it this way. I mean, if you got the right setup, you could turn any trade into an options trade. It's just some are more difficult to get printed on because of the illiquidity. You know, Alibaba doesn't really trade that much. Yeah. You know what? I never trade the SPY. I'm a diamonds and QQQ guy, so I'm basically I'm on each spectrum. I'll trade the diamonds or the Qs, and the SPY basically is all of that all rolled into one. But you know, I see your point. Yeah. But here, let's go back to this Alibaba trade, right? This massive late day move through the VWAP again. So now you're getting this massive move. First, I got really just interested at 138. Nah, I don't trade Apple or Netflix anymore. Nah, you know what it is? I don't have a true advantage. Plus the options, if you get those wrong, you're not losing 35 cents. You're basically losing $2 or $3. Yeah, if you had to choose between liquidity and diamonds are not that liquid, to be honest. You know, but yeah, SPYs are the best options to trade across the board. But you know, going back to that Apple and Netflix, you get those wrong, you're done. You know, and you're out a couple of points. But you have to lay out a couple of points because you're generally looking to make a couple of points. Hey, don't get me wrong. I would definitely be trading Apple, Netflix, and Google if they reverse the day they report or the day after they report or even the third day. Because generally I watch anybody who reports for, 2 or 3 days if there was a significant gap. And, we'll get to that when we start hearing all these options, when we see all the earnings. Okay, I'm drunk. The earnings coming out. Yeah. So wait, so let me get one thought process out, and then we'll go back to talking about liquidity of options here. So look at this. Right. The last thing you want to do, again, on Friday options, most of the time it's going to be a huge gain, a minimum of 100%, or a full-blown loss. So you're really not so concerned about the spread. if you're trading a week or 2 or 3 or 4 weeks out, or a month out, a month and a half out, obviously you want a tighter spread in case you want to just get the hell out. Because if you're buying a $1.50 option and the bid's 90 cents, you got to sit there and start sending orders. You got to, you send an order at 140, nobody wants it. Then you got to send an order at 130, nobody wants it. Then you're sitting there at 125 and nobody wants it. And it's annoying because, first rule of options trading, I usually should mention this at the beginning every time we talk about this stuff, never ever send a market order when you're trading options. You should never send market orders in any trade you ever do unless you're panicking to cover something or you're panicking to get the hell out. But generally, even on that situation, send a limit order below the market. At least you're guaranteeing your print, but you're not allowing the market makers to rip you off. Because in the option market, now again, when you're trading regular stocks and you send a market order, there's a limit. I didn't need to use the word limit there because it's I don't want to confuse you, but when you send a market order, there's a limit to what they can charge you for. If you send a market order on Microsoft, the stock's got 300 billion shares in the float with a 2-cent spread, you're not going to get a bad print. But when you send an option contract market order, especially on a non-liquid option, and even on these liquid options, because Microsoft's a pretty liquid option, right? And you send a limit, if you send a market order, these market makers, scum that they are, they get the order. Within milliseconds, the computer laughs at you first. Look at this idiot sending a market order. They move the offer. So if you're sitting here and it said, again, let's use 390 by 430, right? When the market's live, this would probably be 390 by 410, usually a 20-cent spread. And you send a market order, know what they'll do? The 410 won't be there, the 415 won't be there, the 420, they'll somehow move it to 430. And again, if you're trading 10 contracts and you send an order for market and the market says 410 and you get printed at 430, that's $200 that they just ripped you off for. If anything, you want in, you send the order limit a nickel above the offer. So at least you're probably going to get the print 90% of the time, and you're not giving them permission to completely rip you off. And if it's a liquid contract, you're going to get the print at the offer anyway. So if you have to get in and you're dying to get in, limit maybe a nickel higher, sometimes 10 cents, but never, ever send a market order. So go back to this Alibaba, right? Hang on, I'm just trying to read something. Pat's talking. I usually use the IV history, IV, and if it's not more than 100%, it's on sell options. It's a good strategy for selling, basically telling you when they're expensive, good to sell. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Right now, as soon as the market stabilizes, the option premiums are still going to be expensive because now you've got volatility built into the options, makes all the options across the board more expensive. So they don't adjust the options as quickly as you think. So let's say the market stabilizes over the next couple of weeks and you want to start selling some puts. You never want to sell calls because I don't know if you're talking about going naked. Oh, cool. What's up, Pat? You're a friend of the friend of the family. Cool. Yeah, but right now, you don't want to be selling options. I'm selling naked calls on the diamonds because that's my way of getting short without having to lay out hundreds of thousands of dollars to be short. Generally, selling naked calls is a bad idea because you're taking unlimited risk for a very limited gain. But for me, I was looking at these 270 calls thinking that could be the market top. So I started selling them across the board. And, I'm going to cover most of them. They're going to expire tomorrow. And I got ones for next week and the week after and the week after. I just sold 270s across the board going out every week as much as I could afford. because I thought we're not, in theory, I don't think we're going back to 270 this year. I could be wrong. We'll see how earnings season pans out. But again, I'm not going to get into that because selling naked calls is not a good idea. I mean, if you got some cash and you want to do it on indexes like I'm doing, it's not so bad. But generally, what's up, Carbone? The idea of selling options, it's going to be good within 3 or 4 weeks. Once this market calms down a little bit, the volatility will still be there. The option premiums will still be kind of jacked up, some juiced up. And that's when you know, again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, right, selling options, I love selling options. You know, let's say, you know, for instance here, now that this company's sale that I love so much got hammered, right? Maybe I don't want to buy the stock back, right? But I'm willing to buy it at 25. I don't want to pay 26 for it. So in this case, this is where you sell the put. You guys understand the whole concept of options, right? There's a contract and you're getting in. The reason you're calling it a contract is that you're getting into a contract with somebody. Your contract, you're obligated to do something with the other guy on the other side. So if I'm the seller of the option, I'm taking this guy's bet, basically. I'm the market maker. So here, this one's a crazy spread too. Look at it, 35-cent bid, 135 offer. Open interest 225. Not, you know, nobody cares. Nobody trades these options. It's a fairly new stock, very illiquid. But let's say these were $1, right? And I like the stock. I'm willing to buy it already at 26. So I'll sell a $25 put. Let's call it $1. All right. So if I sell a $25 put, $25 put, right? I'm the seller, and I sold it for $1. All right. Here's your. If anyone, I don't know if you guys have took the Series 7. This is all Series 7 questions. You're the put seller. Sold it for $1. What's your max risk? What's your max reward? And what's your break even? You're the seller. You took in $1 for a $25 put. You should be able to answer these questions really quickly. And this is why, again, in theory, selling options is a very bad idea. Both calls and puts. Because if you think about it in theory, well, you're selling the put, Oscar. The only time you have infinite max loss is when you're selling calls. So basically, seems like you guys are all trying to do math right now. If you sell a $25 put for $1, most you can make is $1. But the most you can lose is $24,000 in theory. Because what happens if the stock goes to 0? This guy who you sold that contract to is saying, hey, thanks for buying that contract from me for $1,000. Here's 1,000 shares at 25. So your cost average is 24, but they put this stock at 25. Yeah, you're not really concerned about that $1,000 you made right now because you're done. But in theory, you don't want to really go over your head like that. So let's say you're willing to buy 300 shares of sale point if it gets to 25. You've already committed. And the chances of it going to 0 is kind of slim. Why would it go to 0, right? I mean, it could happen. And that's why you have to take that into consideration. But if you're the seller of the put, let's say you sell 3 contracts. You take in $300. And here's the dumb thing about selling puts. The only thing you can make is what you took in. So you have all this risk for a very small reward. But on the flip side, Citron, yeah. On the flip side, what's the benefits? Maybe the guy that bought the stock today at 26, let's say the stock goes to 25. He's out $1, but your puts expire worthless because if it doesn't go back below 25, they still expire. So this stock could go to 20. It could stay here and do nothing. The investor loses money. I'm good. Well, if the day is quiet tomorrow, Luke, we could talk at noon or 5. I'll be available. So again, selling puts. I don't know. I like this topic because I love selling puts. My dad has done a ton of business selling puts. I mean, he loves it because he's willing to buy every stock he sells puts on. So if you're willing to buy 300 shares at 25, so here's the benefits, right? The stock could go nowhere, you make the money. The stock could go to 26, it could go to 25.60, 25.20. It could go even to 24.90. Wait a second, why do I make money at 24.90? Well, you took in $1 for the 25. So anything above 24 at expiration, you're making something. So again, the idea is, let's say sale just sits around for another week, at least you make that $1. And if sale pulls back under 25, guess what? You get put those 300 shares, but that's what you wanted in theory in the first place. You're willing to buy the stock. So congratulations, you own the stock at 25 minus the $1 you took in. So if the stock closes at 24.50 that day, you get 300 shares. You could immediately sell them if you wanted, or you could take them and your cost average is 24, and the stock's still 24.50, so you still have 50 cents. All right, let's go back to what we were trying to get to in the first place. Alibaba, which I think is still going to be a play for tomorrow. All right? This made a monumental bottom today. Like monumental. Like ridiculous. I don't know if you guys watched my YouTube video, but this chart, and I saved myself at this point, man, it's unbelievable. I'm talking about $180,000 loss if I didn't just admit I was wrong. And that's the hardest part of trading, like I was talking about at the beginning of our little meeting here. Admitting you're wrong is the hardest thing to do. Because when this thing broke 205 and I'm at 210, I'm thinking 250 minimum within maybe 2 weeks. So I'm out there, I'm buying August 220s. I'm out there buying October 250s, which obviously aren't going to be in the money. October 250s. You don't even have them on the board anymore. But suffice it to say, yeah, I took a sick hit. But you know what? It could have been a lot worse because I realized that I'm wrong. And before I get destroyed, let me just get the hell out. And then finally, when this thing broke down under this shelf over here, or these bottom wicks, I got short and I made some of that money back. And then it bounced. And then we had what we just had over the last 5 days where it basically capitulated. From 162 down to 131. This is just 5 days. We just sold up another 31 points. But here's where the fun part starts. This 131, that's a pre-market low. So this stock was already showing us love. We traded it in the pre-market. I normally don't trade pre-market unless it's a stock that has a lot of activity. And look what you got. Right there. Right at the open, we're buying the stock. Now this time I bought the stock because it was moving so fast. I had no choice. By the time you would have printed on it, look at the candles on this thing. So you were asking, when do I choose options over stock? Sometimes you have no choice but to trade the stock because it's moving too fast. Look at the size of these candles. Wham, wham, wham. Look where the stock is now. 136.68, 138.68. That's 3 candles, you're up 2 points. You wouldn't have got an option trade off in this mess. No way. The spread would have been too big. You would have known what to pay for. So instead, we bought a couple of hundred shares at the open. Wham. Quick $400. Why not? Right? Nice trade. Oh, weird. I see that. Yeah, it didn't switch over. Hang on, let me see why that did that. I wonder why that happened. I have both. I have two thinkorswims running at the same time, but generally they work together, but they just got separate. It was working. All right, technology. All right, let me show you the eye. I'll try to show it to you guys at the same time here. Now you see it? I think it lost the connection or something. All right, let me just see if I can get this to work at the same time. Again, I've got another chat room, Jimmy. I'm like global now. We're talking to. I'm experimenting with the stock with the YouTube.
Oh my God.
He's sneaking up on me. Also, by the way, for you guys on YouTube, the best way to see anything that we're doing, and I know some of you guys got jobs and some of you guys have, other things going on. I can't stress enough that the best place to be is our private chat room where, there's really no lag and everything works pretty damn well. Knock on wood. All right, so let's go back to this Alibaba, right? Situation on this case was, you couldn't possibly get the options because they were ripping so fast. But look what happened at the end of the day. Now, this would have been fantastic options play. Why? Because it's the end of the day. Just imagine this was Friday, right? You got options. The stock's at 138 with 45 minutes left in the day. Right? 138 with 4 minutes left in the day. What price was that? 138. 140s. Wham. You just don't see these kind of moves. This is a miracle move. You had your capitulation into a V bottom, into this range break. So again, you're not buying it here because this thing's rolling over and dying. The guy that's telling you that they're buying it here, lying. Not even here. You got to wait for some real reason to buy it. You missed it. It starts to roll over, but then it breaks the top of that range. That's your moment. Right there. Now, 138.14 with 45 minutes left in the day, the 139s are going to be dirt cheap. You got 45 minutes left in the day. You're 85 cents away. The 139s, if they exist, I don't know if they exist, but let's take a look. Wham! 139s. If this trade was happening at 3:15 on a Friday, these 139s are what? 15 cents? 20 cents tops? So instead of laying out $138,000, go get yourself that 139 for $200. Now here's where the in theory thing gets confusing. In theory, Jimmy, you're buying a 139 call for 20 cents. You obviously need the stock to go to at least 139.20 to break even, right? But if you bought the 139 for 20 cents when the stock was 138.12 and you're ripping, and here you're at 138.50, next thing you know, you're already at 138.95. Guess what? Those 20-cent options are already worth 40 cents. So you already have the luxury of taking something off the table, which is generally what we do. You take that money off the table, and now it doesn't matter. So if these options, if you bought them at 20 cents and now they're 40, you sell, let's say you got 10, maybe you sell 5. I mean, now you don't care. Maybe you do sell, maybe you don't sell. I like taking at least like 40% of the position off just so I can play with mostly house money. And then look at this rip into the close. $42.90. What's up? Yeah, you'd be crying about selling those 5 contracts or 3 contracts there. But you're in a 20-cent contract, right? At 139. This thing's at 143. That's a $4 contract now, 45 minutes later. Do the math. But that's why you take those shots. When you see the setup that we love happening at the end of the day, that's the perfect storm. And you were in this before the VWAP. So again, if you're in this thing at the 139 calls here, and you get through that range, and then next thing you're through the VWAP, you're starting to take your profit probably at the VWAP. And then it just explodes right through it. Generally, you'd put your stop on there, right there. And in this case, you didn't have to worry about it. If you have limited day trades, would you suggest selling at the VWAP? If you have limited day trades, it's tough. Are you kind of asking? Let me ask you a question, because I don't want to be a dick about it. I never had this problem because all these new rules and regulations came after my intro to this business. So I never had these problems. Back in the day, you put $5 grand in the account, they gave you $1 million to play with. Yeah, go for it. It's a different situation. If you buy 10 contracts, right, and you sell 3 and 3 and then 4, does that count as 4 trades, even though it's one position? Really? Let's say you buy your first entry is 10, then you sell 3, 3, and then 4. That's 4 trades altogether. What do they count that as? 1 round trip. Yeah? Again, I don't know the answer. I'm asking you. So if they really gonna do that to you, if you break out the orders, you break apart your order, and they make that as individual trades, it's impossible to trade. Because again, you generally don't want to sell your whole position at one price. Your entry generally getting in the whole thing. Yeah, I would assume the exit of the position is the round trip. So if you buy 10 and you sell in 3 different increments, that's still 1 round trip, and you have 2 more to do. So hopefully you don't have to come up, hopefully that you don't have to deal with that. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, let me know. I'm interested. I want to know. But in this, again, in this case, really what we want to go over is that, these are the setups. Again, the setups are always the same. It's how to translate these setups into massive earnings, massive option trades. All right, let me see that. This should be moving on the YouTube screen. I love spreads. All right, so one guy's saying if you buy 100 shares and sell 50 and 50, it's still 1 round trip. That's what I thought. So I love spreads. And again, that's more of an options 201, 301 course. We're kind of just looking for directional trades right now. Spreads you're committing to owning the stock. And I don't mind if you're committing to owning the stock. My favorite is what's called a calendar spread. If you want me to talk about it for a second, I just want to show you a couple ideas for tomorrow. But I'll show you what I love. Calendar spreads. You basically you own the long-term contract. This is what I was doing on Yext, right? So I was out there with a ton of February 30s, right? I got options for February 30, right? So I would be happy if the stock went to 30, right? So I was selling the September 30s, and I was selling the October 35s, and I sold some November 30s. The idea is that if it slowly, gradually gets to the 30, my Februarys are going to increase in value while the near-term options are expiring worthless. So I'm offsetting the cost of my long-term options. It does, obviously. Yeah, it limits your gains, but at the same time, let's say you get a stock that sits around for 3 weeks, right? So here, let's make a real live example. Let's say you think Yext, you want to buy some $20 calls, right? Cost you, let's go out to, let's stick with February. You're thinking Yext is going to be back to $25 by February. So you're buying these for $2. Cost average. Oh yeah, well you can't. Yeah. You can't. You're only seeing the charts on this thing. You can't see. I can't screen share the option chains also on YouTube. Sorry, you got to come to the room. But I can talk you through it. The idea is, let's say you own a February 20 for $2, right? Your cost average is $22. So why not sell an October 22.50? Now, obviously, if the stock goes to 30, you're all pissed off because they're going to call the stock away from you because you sold the near-term option. But let's talk about a perfect world here, all right? So you're buying a February 20 for 2, cost average is 22. You sell the October 22.50 for, let's say, a quarter. Let's say the stock goes to 22.30. Those 22.50s expire worthless, so you keep that money, and the 20s that you own for February have increased in value. So now you still own the February 20s, right? Now it's November. Maybe the stock's up to, 23 and change. Now you could sell against that option that you own. Maybe you sell at 25. You still got those 20s that are increasing in value. Now you sell some premium to take in for the front. That's called the front month. And you still own the back month. I like that spread. It's called a calendar spread. But generally, in a bull market, you can't go wrong with call spreads. You're basically buying, you're buying the lower price and you're selling on top. And you're hoping it goes there. A lot of times you'll be disappointed if the stock breaks through that price that you sold the upper contract for. But that's a good problem to have. Give you a winner? Come back tomorrow. I only trade live. Again, if you, depends on your time frame. You got 6 years, buy the diamonds. Actually, I do like this Yext still. I think the company is cool, but stock has just completely let me down. Let's see if this comes back on your screen now. You should see the Yext trade. Wow, that is some delay. Jesus, my God. So Yext, this is the, let me show you the 1-year chart. This was one of our monster winners. We were in this thing from this breakout right here at 1535. I mean, you're not seeing it there. Hang on. It's amazing how delayed this thing is. Oh my God. All right, so there we had the breakout there, and we killed it here. We crushed the world, really loaded up on the stock when it broke out of this channel right here. This was us. We cashed out of a bunch of it right on this move, and it was a great cash out. but then it broke out and we bought it all back. And at this point, I'm using profits to pay for my option trades. So I went from stock, and options here to just options, because now I'm pushing the issue. It's a $15 stock trading at 27 bucks. So I locked in to my stock. I had the $20 calls that I bought at $2, sold them at $6 and $7. Had the 22.50, sold those at $4.50. But then I loaded up on the 30s and I went nuts. I had like a couple of hundred, thinking that if we get through this 27, we're probably on our way to 30, and I'm going to have February 30s. They're going to be worth $4 or $5 because I got all that time in my hand. Obviously, it didn't work out. This stock double topped, rolled over, and once again, I started dumping all my options right here at 25 because I figured this trade was going to go wrong, and man, did it go wrong. But look where it's going now, guys. Where's it going? It's going back to that yearly VWAP we love so much. For me, support's around 1789. VWAP's telling me 1746. So guess what? At 1746, I'm a buyer, and I'm going to use this last area, 1675, as my out. Guaranteed Kenny Glick's buying the stock back. I'm not going to let a 10-point sell-off on a stock that I like scare me. This is what I want. I mean, yeah, I took an ass raping up here, but I did preserve enough money where now I could buy this thing back at this massive support. Now, if I'm buying it at 1785 or 1740, I'm risking a buck on the same stock that I still think is going to 30. So how am I going to do that? This is a situation where we're not talking about weeklies. So if this thing goes back to 1670, or let's say it goes to 1750, now I can go out and look at those February 1750s are probably only be worth $1. That's when I'll go out and buy those. I'll think long term and I'll start selling the near term premium again. But let's talk about what we want to do tomorrow. Anybody got any ideas what you think's going to happen tomorrow? Because I'll show you how to translate them into options, and then we should just smoke a bone and go to sleep. Anybody got one? You want to spark one up right now? 10:50. It's not a redundant question. You guys want to get high, now's the time. What? Oh. Should I smoke one for you? I got Girl Scout cookies and Skittles. Hang on. Let me just go make sure that none of my kids are lurking around. Right back. Yeah, I can't believe how hot it is. It's hotter than a witch's tit in a brass brazier. What? What? What up, YouTube? Oh, I don't want to hear about anything. I'll let that cliff trade go to shit. All right, let me see what I could do here with this thing. I think I do this. Nope. That. Nope. This. Nope. Oh, there I am. What up? Now, you should see my face now. What is this, like a 20-minute delay? Look at this. It's like a 15-second delay. It's insane. You know, considering the delay is 10 or 15 seconds, I could pretend that I'm the greatest trader, right? I got a 15-second window of opportunity before you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. I can talk about this stock's about to move. 15 seconds later, you're like, how the hell does he keep doing this? He keeps knowing what's going to happen. I'm still talking over there. So sick. The delay is nuts. So anyway, you want to invest in something. This. Not that you guys can see what I'm talking about on the other side. This. What looks like an iPod shuffle. You get your oils. You get a magnet on the bottom. Wham. Clicks into position. And if my battery is all right. Oh my God. Now I'm at home. Oh, I love Ameren. Yeah, let's talk about Ameren actually. So guys, what I'm doing in the other room is I'm showing these option chains so they're able to see what I'm talking about. You guys, this is one of the only stocks I still own, and it is kicking ass. So let me just show you the Ameren chart. Let me see if I can do this for you. Let's see how quickly this takes. Application window, screen share, go there. And let's see how long it takes. Ameren. I'm still typing over there. Look at it. It's insane. What a delay. Ameren, the only stock I own right now. I've dumped my whole portfolio. All I got right now is I'm short the diamonds with a hedge and Ameren. And I'm loaded too, you know. Well, not as loaded as I was a couple of days ago because I got spooked by the market, you know. But today convinced me that this stock is legit. This is what you call bucking the trend, guys. All right. This is a stock that people want to cringe here. Here's a 20-year chart on Ameren. Well, that's only 4 years right there, but here. So it got to 16 once. I think this was in 2012. It broke everybody's heart by rolling back over again. You had 20 bucks in 2011. So we're talking about a 7-year comeback in the making here. All right. So now these are the reasons I love these stocks, because if a stock makes a comeback that's been so beat up, it's very easy to predict where it's going to go. And every single one of our predictions so far has come true. So let's go back on that. What was it? Let's go back. Let's talk about it daily. What was it? 10 years maybe? We got to go back. All the ranges that it came from. Right back. Come to the room, dude. Come to the room. Doing some Ameren options. All right, bye. I'm going to tell you something about, you guys hear me on YouTube right now? Let me tell you something about weed. You know, I'm an old guy. I'm going to be 47, right? I love breaking up weed. I love the smell of it. I love the skunkiness. I love rolling joints and doing bad hits. But this oil stuff is so damn convenient for a married guy with 2 kids. Thing looks like an iPod. And all I need is one hit. One hit. I've been smoking weed for 32 years. I've got a pretty high tolerance. This is the greatest stuff ever. Fucker, I'm watching you. So anyway, listen, guys. This stock is going to make us filthy rich. There's no way this thing's going to be less than $50 within a year from now. Look how this stock has performed while the market's crashing over the last 2 days. Ignoring as the sell programs were hitting the market, it got caught up in the market earlier and then came roaring back. This is a monster breakout. What's up, Carlos? The thing is, whether their drug works or doesn't work, right now it's perceived to be something special. For me, it seems like it's the same old news story that we've seen before on Ameren, and every time the stock rolls over and dies. But perception is reality, and you have to accept that. And if this stock breaks back above those highs at 20.5, the next stop is $22.50 easy, and then there's no doubt we're going to $30. So the question is, how do you play this with the limited risk? And I will show you the exact trade that I have on. You want to be in this stock, right? I think it's getting taken over in the next 3 or 4 months. So I'm going March, right? I want to be in the stock. So what does that mean? I want to be in the money. I don't want to go too crazy, but what am I willing to pay here, right? How about a $15 call? Right? I love the stock. I'm in, where am I in on these about 650? Ameren, yeah. So I'm buying the March 15s because I want to be in the stock. I want to be somewhat in the money. When the stock broke $12.50, I'm buying the $15 calls. And then I bought more 15s, and then I bought some more 15s. March 15s. So now I could lock into this profit already by selling the 27s and not even care about the position. But the option premiums are so huge, you could still do this trade. So if you're buying the 15s, you buy the 15s here at 8, right? Your cost average is $23. The stock's going to be $30 by then. It's probably going to be $30 within the next couple of weeks. This thing's going to get taken over imminently. This is the news. These suckers for 20 years have been waiting for this. This is the news. This is the Ameren news they waited for. There's no way this is going to fail now, especially the way it's acting in the down market. I will not accept I'll be wrong on this trade. And I've been wrong on Ameren just like everybody else for years. I got caught up in this thing at $10, man. Lost a ton of money. Everybody's lost money on Ameren. We're all seeking revenge. Now how many Ameren sufferers are out there waiting for this thing to break 20.5 and they're going to buy more like I am? This thing breaks 20.5, we're going right to 30. And if we break 30, we're going to $50. Believe it. That's why you do the call spread, right? But then you buy the sweeteners up on top. But look how much these cost, people. You could be buying a 29 tomorrow, probably get it at 350 and go all the way out here and maybe get $2 for a 37. What are you risking? You're risking $1 to make 12 points. The wizard, we call him the Emperor. He showed us a couple of ways of programming multi-time frame VWAPs, and my boy Soligello, who's in the room right now, has taken it and made it his own. And I have the most minimalist chart setup with my multi-day VWAP at my 1 minutes, and I draw my own lines that I've been doing for 20 years. And my lines are still even better than VWAP because I am the master. I am the master, Jeffrey. Yes, the VWAP emperor, Zach Hurwitz, you know him. I know him. Yes, I will always be Darth Vader. He is the emperor. So you guys want to talk about anything else? What do you think the market's going to do? I could talk about this shit. Oh, you're such a killer. My dog, he thinks he's a killer. Get him. Hey. All right. I love it. My dog thinks he's a killer. Jeff Mason's in the house. So yeah, bro, I could, one of those, I could go for 4 or 5 hours right now and talk about stocks. I could talk about stocks and next thing you know, the bell's ringing. Where are the futures? But if you guys want to talk about VWAP and programming, my boy Solid Jello has taken VWAP to the 3-dimensional. I would actually say it's 5-dimensional now, right? It's all different dimensions. You could take that shit to the next level. But really, it's all about your balls. The guy that makes the most money in my room is the guy that doesn't give a shit about losing money. And if you don't care about losing money, that's when you make money. He kills it. Kills it. Yes. You take my trades with his balls, you're making 20 grand a day. Because all I do is I find 3 good trades a day, every day for my life. Let's say you put an option. Wait, shut the fuck up. Let's say you put an option trade 38 days out, and you book 50% max gain in the first 7 days, 38 days. Yeah, I take the profits. Any scenario where you're taking the profits, I roll into higher strikes. What sucks is when you're in a call spread and, like with this I bought the $20 calls for $5, but I sold a 38 for 2. I'm on a 20-38 call spread, right? The stock's got $33. So now what do? I'm getting crushed on the 38 that I sold it to because that's trading at 6, but I don't want to hold the 20, so I just rolled it into the 30. What up? What up? Yo, this screen share shit on the YouTube, it's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. You have to come to the room. You have to. I'm good, man. I'm good. I like the fact that I could talk live on YouTube, but oh wait, I could show you my face. Why would you want to see my stupid face? Hold on a second. How do you do this? You think I'd be the hippest to this shit? I just don't. I don't know. I just want to trade and tell people how to trade, man. You go to www. Let me see. Where do I can't type into that room. I'm just a guest. What is this? Sign in. La la la. Oh my God, yes, I hate my cute dog. That's me. I'm in the room. Solid, why don't you invite them to the room so they could all hang out live? Liggity, oh, there I am. Liggity live, it's like a 40-second delay. It's like a time warp, bro. It's so spooky. Wow. What else am I trading? I trade the same 5 or 6 stocks every single day. I'm talking to my own face over there. Wait, I'm over there now. I'm over here now. No, tomorrow we're trading the bank stocks. Bubble trance, it's a thing. Do you know bubble trance from the Verizon commercial? Oh, bubble trance is old school techno. I love bubble trance. No, everybody's invited in. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a sick day. We're all going to get rich. We're going to get rich tomorrow. $75 calls in Square, and this thing's closing at $80, baby. Ameren's at $22.50 tomorrow. Dow up 1,020 points at the close. Yes. Right? Because that's what's going to happen. You guys want to hear some tunes? I can put music on. I got every song you ever want to hear. This is my shit right here. You guys watch Ballers?
Bro, flying Hollywood chicks to my Hollywood shows, and I wanna tell you something that you probably should know. This that Slumdog Millionaire Bollywood flow, and my real friends never hear it from me. Fake friends write the wrong answers on the mirror for me. That's why I pick and choose. I don't get shit confused. I got a small circle. I'm not with different crews. We walk the same path, but got on different shoes. Live in the same building, but we got different views. I got a couple cars I never get to use. Don't like my women single. I like my chicks in twos. And these days, all the girls is down the road. I hit the strip club and all them bitches find the phone. Plus, I've been sipping, so this shit is moving kind of slow. Just tell my girl to tell a friend that it's time to go. That's how you love it. You know you at the top and only have this right above it.
It's the opening theme song. Apparently Drake's involved because my son came running in. He wanted to warn me that I was listening to Drake because he knows I'm not a fan of the Drake, but he wasn't bad on Saturday Night Live. But I gave him respect. You know the Gunfire song that never came out? That was one of Dre's songs that they never released it. No, here, look. You already missed the move. The Square move, the easy money's over. I only take the easy money trades. The easy money was here. Here, I'll give you the link to the room. You guys could come in and see the charts.
Wake up and smell a pussy. You niggas can't see me. But
I'm such a gangster.
I'm on the paper trail and ain't no telling where it took me. Yeah, and I ain't a killer, but don't push me. But tell me how you love it. You know you at the top and only heaven's right above it. We own. It's your money, motherfucker. If you ain't running with it, run from it, motherfucker. Alright. Let somebody show somebody.
Alright, won't let me put a web address in. Yeah, check this out. This is my new one. Beginning of this shit's right.
I'ma give it to you. Yeah, I took a little break from trafficking freight. Yeah, 3 litre CSO on a late plate. Him bait got Bowie banging in the tape. Big brick Nokia, man playing Snake. See that yellow bone, she got mad yellow cake. Says she's available today for a date. Miss cool tennis, now I'm getting jealous, maybe I was overzealous. See, I tend to oversell it, but when I first saw it, it was in credits. Got the text dipped on the fellas, straight to the premises, it's always the premise. Satisfaction guaranteed, that's a promise. She's not one for chat, I'm just being honest. Maybe I want more than just right now, laying that pipe down, neighbor saying pipe down. Turn up and turn the lifestyle, money on the nightstand, making all the right sounds. Use a glove when we're getting off. Cost too much to take it off. I love her too much to play in duds.
Where's Oscar? You know this song? Oscar, you know every song I ever put on. You know this one? No, you know.
I'ma give it to you. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'm ready now, I wanna get serious. I'm looking for the girlfriend experience. I'm looking for a girl with experience. She don't watch my appearance. I'm paying for the pleasure of this here appearance. I think I might let her meet the parents. To be fair, to do without their interference. You near you in the area, cause yeah, you met my search criteria. I call her at work for a word with her. Must be a broke on my phone bills, murder love. You wanna be my Valentine's? Day spa weekend at Valentine's. Submariner, maritime. Married at the Marriott, summertime. Said I'm the only one she bangs now. Stop their schooling, she's only doing cams now. You're making all these plans till I pose as a punter and caught her with her pants down. Heartbroken, I'm at wit's end. She's never accepted by my friends. It's cool cause I never liked them.
I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you. I know you wanna come and get it, I'ma give it to you.
Yeah, but seriously, what is that music? Like, what would that be classified nowadays as? I don't know. That shit.
I dig that shit, bro.
So, I don't know, man. What up, Blake? My wife doesn't do anything that I do. That's why we're still married after 20 years. It's how to keep it fresh. Jeff Mason's in the house. So it's www. Wait, let me see. www.atg.novia. Well, let me type it in this like that. Boom. Yes. And that's but then you put .com/WST. Yes. So that's the end credits. Do you guys watch Ballers? That's where I get all my hip hop from, bro. Bro, I kill it. I kill it in the hip hop scene, bro. Yeah, they wouldn't let me type it in, but yeah, I think you got it now. So I hope it's going to be fun. Look at my trade at the end of the day. Oh shit balls. That's my month pay right there, son. Not cool. It's not good. You know, I was praying all day for Square to close under $70 because if it's going to move tomorrow, it's going to probably move through 70, maybe get 72, or easy get 72.50. And then we would be looking for that, 74.65 area. So this trade is halfway done now. So it's going to be iffy. I think if we're going to rally, this thing's going to at least, 74, 65, obviously. So I'm loving it. I'm looking at those options immediately tomorrow. And I think Alibaba maybe gets second move. If Square and Alibaba fail tomorrow, the market is in serious shit. That's how you're going to tell. They're bellwethers. As much as Alibaba stinks, Square is a huge tell. That's why Stitch Fix and Funko, nobody made a big deal about it. Or maybe Stitch Fix they did, but Stitch Fix showed you that these companies were all overinflated, and now we're getting smacked. All of these stocks were about to get smacked on the earnings. So now we've taken the opportunity out of the some of these stocks have this moves baked in. But I'll wait for some reversals. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I was waiting 135, buddy. I'm in. Give me this at 135 with a 125 stop, because if it breaks 125, it's probably going to go to 100. Maybe it goes to 80. I don't think so. I love Spotify. But I was counting on Square as a payday, and a huge payday tomorrow. I was really counting on it, actually, because if we would have, look how beautifully it's set up for us until the after hours. It was gorgeous. We were going to destroy the world. This was going to be the payday. We were going to set up the rest of the month on this one trade. And there's the money, bro. That's a sick move. So all I'm hoping for the whole day, I'm thinking, look at this. The VWAP is doing me the favor by staying at the half number all day. If this would have closed at 69.50 and would have gapped down slightly, let's say 68.50 tomorrow morning, and it broke 69.50, you buy the $70 calls right there. Oh man, and they'd be maybe 40 or 50 cents, and you'd be selling them at $4 or $5, bro. That was going to be the trade for us. So now we got to figure out what else are we going to do. I think we're going to get a chance in Alibaba, but again, you can't just commit at the beginning of the day, because it's hard to commit in that first 10 or 15 minutes. I hope we get a late day move like that, because that's a 2-month pay right there. You freaking simpleton. Look at that move. Wow. You guys own stocks that you're taking a beating on? I'm gonna tell you to sell them. Yeah, but we might have seen a real bottom on Alibaba today, because it was very significant. You want to see something? I don't know if I've shown you this chart if you're in the room here, but this is the sickest thing. One of the sickest things I've ever seen in 20 years. I've seen a lot of shit, brah. So, right here, yeah, all right, bro. Be ready. Be ready. Only reversals. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Liverpool, what up? All right. Lost my train of thought. Been drinking. Look at all these levels I had. Look at all that planning. But here, all this planning and all the levels. Do you guys get like, I get homoerotic right now a little bit over these charts right now. I might get a little sexy. I might have to put some sexy music on now and just like get down to this chart, because this is probably the sickest thing I've seen in a long time. And I get emotional and I feel good about it. I don't know how to feel, really. Oh, it's crazy. I don't even I know I morph into different voices in my head. This isn't even actually my real voice. My real voice is,
What? Where's? I don't understand. Where? But The market never goes down.
What do you guys want to hear? You guys want to hear some Jackson 5? Want to hear some? We used to blast certain songs when we needed the market to rally. We said, but can you feel it on? Oh my God. It's just still, I think, one of the greatest songs ever. I don't care. And I'll show you the Alibaba chart. Oh, we used to rally the shit out of this. Buying stocks because the names are cool. Blasting the shit standing on the desk.
The wind is taking me everywhere. Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? All the colors of the West. Now we down and right. Yes, it's all right. We get together and try.
Yeah, man. So no, this Alibaba chart is ridiculous. Seriously, look at how, thank God I didn't disobey. I mean, here I'm getting out of the rest of my shit right there. Thank God. I need a vacation. My life is a vacation. You want to take me somewhere? I need to go somewhere. I want to go fishing somewhere where nobody could reach me on a little rowboat with oars, plenty of lures, lots of tackle, just in case, an extra line. Yeah, I'm going to show you. Did you see the Baba chart? We just showed. Yeah, let me show you the Baba chart. Why this is the greatest buy of the day next to the diamonds. Of course. Are you coming into New York on Wednesday, son? Yeah, watch. Want to see? Do you guys? Well, I don't know if you just joined the party, but we've been talking about VWAP. Oh my God, I'm gonna be sleeping. I'm gonna be sleeping with all the women where they crash. I'm invited to the women's lair. I think it's gonna be me and 4 women alone in an apartment with blow-up mattresses. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna have to get, what's her name? Oh my God, I can't remember her name. Oh, Jill. She's mine. Yeah, so anyway, if you guys can still hear me over the Michael Jackson, Alibaba put in what we call one of the greatest bottoms in the history of my life. My 20-year career, I've never seen anything as perfect as this. We sold it because it was breaking through this VWAP over here. It couldn't hold it. You know, again, I wish I would have sold it up there, but I was waiting to see if it would break that low. And then I was out of it, and the next day I'm already thinking, oh God, what did I do? And I still thinking, what did I do? Blah, 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 blah. And then finally, thank God I'm out of this thing. No, the thing is, you can't trust the market in general, but you can't trust Chinese stocks. because Dave Tepper wants you to believe, you know? Dave Tepper's telling me Alibaba's okay. I had to believe him. I already owned it when he, you know, was on CNBC. He said it was one of his top holdings. I was like, oh, look at that. I was buying Alibaba before Dave Tepper. And then, I don't know, he kind of topped that shit out, big old Dave. You guys want to hear some old metal now? I've been listening to old Sabbath. Yeah, Ronnie, this is the greatest thing. I swear to God. Swear to God. No, just wait. We're going to be trading specifically. If these trades don't show up, I am from Brooklyn. You know me? Sheepshead Bay. Penny, we have them all set up. We got the Square, we got the Baba, Citibank, JP Morgan, Diamonds, Qs. If we're going to move, we're going to move. So you just trade the market. And if we're going to bounce, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Probably UDOW and TQQ. Oh no, my dog needs something. What? Beat it. You guys want to hear some Dio? So who's out there now? We're going to go live all night. We're not going to ever sleep ever again. We're going to stay live. How long can you go live on this thing? Huh. Yes. All right, so let's go back to this Alibaba because this could be another sick move too. So check out this Alibaba. See, this is what changed my life and the way I trade. Because now I can look at this VWAPs on a massive, massive time scale. Look at this. What are we looking at now? The 1 year. So as Alibaba's fallen, I'm thinking, where's this thing going to go next? Let's take out the 1 year. Chicken boof. We're breaking, can't hold that. Chicken bang. Oh my God, now we're at the 2. Try to hang in there. Then this is where it gets really exciting, actually. Shabloofy. Shabloofy right there. This stock went to our target and hit it by 8 cents and bounced 10. So if that's a significant moment, which it should be, chances are we should get some follow through to the upside on this piece of turd, possibly up to, let's say, 147.50. Schmuck. Schmuck, what are you doing, schmuck? Who are you calling schmuck? I'm doing heavy metal fingers. Anyway, yeah, we're testing out YouTube Live. We're gonna go live all night. All night. All night. So anyway, fucking Alibaba. So let's put this monster bottom in, right? So maybe you didn't take this bottom significant at that moment, which we already did, but then look how this transcended into a massive event at the end of the day, revolving around those prices.
Oh my God. Look what happened to Alibaba right here.
You they tried to capitulate you out of it, wham, and next thing you know, are you kidding me? Busting out, you got the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, Badoof. So again, this is a trade that we're looking for again tomorrow. We'll wait for the ranges to be formed on Alibaba. You know where the highs were. You know the consolidation of the aftermarket. You know the bottom of the range. So then we just trade the range. A pumper? I like the pump. What are you pumping? If there was a job where somebody paid me to talk about stocks, why wouldn't you do that? I will talk about the stock. Give me the money. Pumper, is that what they do? Like a pump and dump guy? I talk about Alibaba. Do you think I could pump Alibaba? I wish I could move Alibaba. Imagine talking to this guy on the internet. We're going to move Alibaba. We're going to make Alibaba bend to our will, you and I, tomorrow. Do you pump stocks? There'll be no losses tomorrow, man. There'll be no losses tomorrow. Look, let's go back to those stuff. Oh, numb to the losses. Oh my God, it only gets worse. Then you start making crazy shit. Listen, just don't be late on this trade. Don't be afraid to jump in onto the Ameren tomorrow if it's breaking out, because it closed strong. It closed at the highs of the day, and they got $20 calls that expire tomorrow, bitches. Are you crazy? Do you pump stocks? Do you pump the stock? Give to me, please, stock. Give to me, please, Ameren $20 calls for like 12 cents, and I sell them at like 125. Give to me, please, this trade tomorrow, right? $20 calls, this thing breaks out, we go to 21.40. Stall out there and close it like 21. You're in the $20 calls for 12 cents. What's up, right? Really? I don't know. It's all about the technicals, man. I'm going to throw this microphone through the screen right now to the Dio. Now I got to put on some sounds again. All right, we got the trades. Listen, Ameren's going to $50. So let's get back onto that. All right? You a maniac? You got to be in these March calls. If everybody doesn't own, look, if you own the March calls and you lose money, I'll give you your money back. I'm only kidding, SEC. I would never guarantee that shit. You know I wouldn't. Nobody does that stuff. You're going to make so much money. Just call my 1-900 number and you'll hear 3 hot ticks every day. No, Ameren is going to go to $50. I don't care who you are. Let's put on a song dedicated to Ameren. I don't know. How about Air Supply? Are you guys sensitive enough to go to Air Supply after Dio? Because I'll bring it there. Fucking bring it right there. Did you guys hear the new Greta Van Fleet? You guys like Muse? Muse came out with a couple of hits, a couple of singles. Charlatans was an amazing show. You guys know the Charlatans? You know Charlatans? You know Charlatans? You know Charlatans? You know Charlatans? Oh my God, this microphone is so heavy. It's your high rock. What? Charlatans UK, man. I saw them in a little tiny club in some weird place in Brooklyn. Unbelievable show. Dude, no. I didn't tell you guys about this. Holy shit. Amazing. What do I know? I don't know. He's actually, I guess you would call him a genius, right? He's able to do what he does, not get in trouble, and get on television and have a good time with it, right? He's really my hero. Good for that guy. But I would think people would make an uprising to overthrow him at this point. He's never hurt me personally. I mean, the Cron was kind of, I couldn't believe the stock was at 15 in the first place when I owned it. I mean, sucks that it's back to 9 now, but what you gonna do, right? But I don't know shit. I don't know shit about anybody. I just sit at home talking to you maniacs. So what else you got? What else we got? Let's call JP Morgan, right? Who's coming out tomorrow? Because if you guys are not ready to do this, you'll be sitting there with your freaking mouth open thinking, what just happened? Jimmy knows. Oscar, you here? Oscar, I've got another song I think I might be able to stump you on now. Hang on a second. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the easy one. I want to make it a little bit tougher. A little bit tougher. Hold on a second. If you know this, I mean, you're already my hero when it comes to this music stuff, that you name it. All right. We're talking about options on a Thursday night. Oh, Jimmy! You don't know it? Yes. Oh, so you think the banks are going to lift the market? Let me tell you what's going to happen. We're going to open up, right? And the banks are going to be up, and everyone's going to be a little bit chipper, right? Oh, look at this. Oh, JP Morgan, Citibank's up a little bit. And the other one's going to be up, and then suddenly one of them is going to start rolling over. Then the other one's going to roll over, and you're like, oh, man, both the banks are like, oh, well, maybe we should sell the other bank. And then the Goldman Sachs starts to do the thing, and then that rolls over. The next thing you know, oh, my God, relief turns to dismay. The greatest trade in all of trading. When that hope that gap will hold fails and rolls. Again, I love shorting stocks. When that gap that fails, it's the gap that failed. For you Metallica fans, man. The gap that failed. Gap that fails, rolls over, breaks the opening range through the VWAP. You're getting a rollover about 99.7% of the time. In the gap that failed. So if you're getting some gap failures tomorrow, I want to crush the world. I want to crush every stock. I want Dow down 860 tomorrow again, being down 1,200 at one point, and I want to see it bounce 400, and people think that's good. And we close somewhere around that range of 23,900, and we're all long some 243 puts at 3 cents that we sell at $10. What's up? That's my trade. Look, imagine that, son. Ready? So let's say the market does roll the fuck over, right? I'm going to be buying these down here. Your 250, your 250s, right? If we're going to roll, we're going down 1,000, right? And these are going to be worth only maybe a nickel, maybe a penny. You know what I'm saying? They're only going to be a penny. You pick some of these up just in case. You could buy as many as you want. So if you're sitting there, you feel like buying 1,000 of these and the market does tank, we're probably going to 22.39. So these 242s is going to be worth $3 or $4. If you could pick them up for 10 cents, sell them at 3, what's up? Turn $1,000 into 300,000 or something like that. No, to 30 grand. 3 millions, 3 trillion fillions. I mean, that's a big thing. But if we do roll over, we're going to get sliznammed. Look at these levels, kids. Look, I'll let you into my secrets. I'll give you the levels one time only. One time only. I'll give you the other side of the chart. Special one time only. You see how the stocks went to my orange line? We invented that shit. That is a culmination of the Solid Jello brain trust. That orange line right there. And where did the market go to? It went to the orange fucking line. I don't really fully understand how it happens, whether you believe that I'm some sort of warlock or this is magic. I don't know what the hell, but it went right to that price and bounced right off it. And that's, my life has changed today. I saw it happen with Alibaba and the diamonds all in one day. Massive multi-year VWAPs being hit by fractions, pennies away. People, this shit is real. So that could be a significant low. If that breaks, we're in big shit. So if the 248.82 breaks, we're going right to 248.50. Easy. You following along? Nudniks. You following along? Because we're going to get rich tomorrow if the market rolls over. Be ready. You could turn, $500 or $1,000 trade into 20 or 30 grand. I don't know if you want to stick around for that information, but I don't know. Be ready. We break through these levels. This shit's gonna hit the fan. At least another 400 to 500 points. You got no support. You got the nearest support is 400 points away. And if that doesn't hold, you're going right to test the lows. You'll be at the 239 tomorrow if we roll over on a Friday with heightened volatility. Are you insane? But if none of that comes to fruition and we're going the other way, we just look at the levels from the prior day VWAPs and we're going to be set. So on the way up, we're going to go short term. We got our 1 minute and our 1 day VWAPs. We're going to tell us where we're going to look for targets. If we're breaking through that on the upside, we're going crazy long because we're going to rip probably the whole day and squeeze the shit out of everybody that stayed short all the way back to 226,500. Believe it, we'll be up 600 to 700 points tomorrow. Let's pray one of those things happen and we all make a ton of money. Because if we sit around and we chomp around and do fucking nothing, that would stink. But this is for you, Oscar. Come on. You've done this one. Come on. Come on. You know it. This is my birthday party. 26 years old. I've got a big haul. I came into this song.
When the walls of Christianity begin to shake, when my life is in the balance,
yes.
Telling me my life is easy, debauched completely heaven sense. My heart was never theirs, but this Christianity pulled aside.
Of course, we had the extended hyper mix or some shit, of course. That would be the Wolfgang Press. They had like 6 or 7 hits that were pretty good. They used to play with another band called Soul Coughing, which were also pretty fucking good. Wolfgang Press and Soul Coughing. I've been just going back to my New Age days and where that led into. Been listening to a lot of Morrissey for some reason. I think I'm embracing my gender indifference. Because, again, I want to be able to take a dump in the women's bathroom, so I'm gender indifferent. I don't give a shit. Can I take a dump in this bathroom? You know Soul Coughing? How? Oscar, can we be real friends in life? I've seen them live 3 times, bro. We knew somebody that knew them. And every time they were here, we would go see them. And we saw them at the Limelight. You guys know the Limelight? Oh, my God. Get onto the bus. Shut the lights. Yeah, because I can't get over looking at this chart. Blake, are you serious? Look at this chart on the diamonds where we call the bottom to the penny. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad, little one, you guys were there to witness this. And then if we break here, we're going to get rich tomorrow. But if we bounce, we've got like maybe 600 to the upside. Nobody calls me out. Oh, wait. So, can you relay messages? I waited for this moment my whole life. Can you relay a message to the Gregory Mannarino? I just want to talk to him. He's back on the imminent crash, right? Because this could be it. He's been waiting for this moment. Does he feel vindicated after all this time? Does he call me out about what? I haven't done anything. I love Super Bond. That's right. They did have a kind of a hit. Right. I hear you. True. No, get a message to Gregory Mannarino. I want to be friends. I got nothing against anybody. Except, a few people. He's not one of them. Am I? Gonna be 50 soon. Should I wear a hat? Should I wear a cowboy hat? I freaking love that song. I got the Insanity hat on, so I got a bottle of Kettle One right there. I didn't know whether or not it was time for the Insanity hat at first, I was going to go Joey Diphard Insanity hat. I like the Insanity hat. I like when the market gets ripped apart. I feel bad for my dad. He doesn't like to hedge. I always tell him, why not? He never does. Well, tell him I say hello. Let's have an interview. Can we gang up on somebody else then? Let's gang up on that other guy. Who's that Raw Dog guy? What's his story? Who's the silver gold guy? Who's the silver gay gold guy? Is there a gay guy? Or are they just pretending to be gay? What happened to the other guy that used to make videos? He's very angry. He used to talk about charts. I've been doing this way too long, right? Yeah, I'm live, right? Wait, how many people are watching? 20? Yeah. Let's start a YouTube feud. That guy with that face, man. That you stink, man. Your face. Jimmy, you're watching me? So anyway, you guys ready for tomorrow? Because this is how I prepare. You guys going to show up tomorrow? What do you guys do? You want to trade futures while we're here? Hey, that'd be kind of cool. Oh, we're getting a range break right now. Are you serious? Look. Futures breakout. Oh, my God. Jimmy, it never ends. Here's your VWAP pullback. Look. Here's your breakout. Oh, my Lord. Right there. That's a 50-point move already, son. Oh, my God. I already had my line. See, I just should have set the auto trader to buy me a couple of contracts. I'd sell one already into this move, put a stop right there, break at the halfway mark, and that's it. Boom, I hold it for the rest of the night now. If it doesn't get stopped out here, I'll raise a stop later on. There would be your entry. You see how it held the VWAP, guys? And then here's the range that got formed. It basically never got to the official high from earlier, right? This is where it was. That high watermark right there. And because everything runs on algorithms, you got to wait for the exact point to break. Yeah, it doesn't work, son. I would love to show my charts over there, but I can't. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, the market, yeah. There's your double bottom. What else is coming out? JP Morgan. Give me those names again. I haven't looked at these stocks since the last quarter. From Murray. Are you part of the Murrays that I know? Murray. You have to talk to Solid Jello. He's the man. Yeah, I know. I gotta try to detox for a couple of days too. Get ready. It's gonna be a 2-day event because we got the jam the next night, which I guess are you coming? I don't know. Yeah, there's Solid Jello. Thank you. Wow. WFC could be big because this one's at near 52-week lows. Pretty much like, yeah, wow. What do you want to do? How you want to do it? You want to take the opposite side of my option trades tomorrow? So if I buy an option at a nickel, you're going to be short the nickel. And if it goes to $4, you're going to cover that loss. Yo, this WFC could be a big one. So, yeah, I mean, this could be a good one that rolls over and gets crushed. We'll see. What else? Citibank. Let's take a look at that. What else you got, Oscar? Oh. Let me see if I can stump you on this one. I like the, yeah, if we get a gap up on Citibank, look to short that one. Yeah. It doesn't get over the 1 minute on the, the 1 day. No, I couldn't find anything different. I'm just looking up, man. Dude, what's it gonna be? I don't know. Just chilling right now. You guys got something? I think I'm all ready. You guys gonna be here in the morning? Nah, it's only midnight. But if you guys want to be here, you got the link. Talk to Salad Jello in the room. I'll just let it run. Do I have to, if I end the stream, does that ruin the room? I don't know. All right, y'all. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll see where we're gapping. You guys want to talk, obviously the room's going to stay open. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going to happen with the room, but if it gets shut down, then we'll see you in the room tomorrow. See ya.